Hi, my name is Reginald Paige, and today I'm going to be conducting an interview about social communication skills and the development in adolescence. So, I am interviewing a 16-year-old girl named Shikayla and asking her questions pertaining to her different environments and also as well as her parents' separation and how this affected her and the way she communicates and whether or not this affected her in a negative or positive way. I'm also going to be asking her different questions pertaining to guardians and if she was raised by anybody else, and if she was raised by anybody else, whether or not she believes that if she had a different guardian, it could have changed the way that she communicates now. Hello, my name is Reginald Page, and today I'm conducting an interview with Shikayla, and she is
16.
She's 16 years old, and today's interview and all the questions will be pertaining to adolescent social and cognitive development. My first question for Shakayla is going to be what is your biggest influence, your biggest positive influence in the way you communicate socially?
My biggest positive influence in the way I communicate socially would be my interactions with my teammates, my classmates, and with my teachers.
And out of all those people, if you had to pick just one or say one set of them, who would be your biggest positive?
My biggest positive would be my teachers because they encourage me to do better, like as educational wise and like within my personal life. And they, provide me structures, and my sisters also.
Okay, good. And on the opposite hand, who would be your biggest negative influence in the way you communicate? So somebody that maybe gets under your skin, somebody that you picked up the negative attributes from and you display in your everyday social skills.
Somebody who gets under my skin will have to be my dad's girlfriend. I feel like she always tries to cause conflict with me just because. So.
Okay. And how does that result in you communicating differently with others?
It makes me angry, so
Okay.
sometimes I'm moody.
Okay. Following that, how does your communication vary in different environments with certain sets of people? So if you were at school versus at home or at church, how would each time you spoke to one of those sets of people differ?
I will watch what I say. I'll be more open at home. I mean, like I'll be a little open at school, but I'll still watch what I say.
Okay. In many research, they've seen that the effects of divorce and separation for parents in adolescence can have a negative effect in the way they communicate socially. Earlier, you told me that your parents were separated. How do you believe that affected you and the way you communicate with others?
I believe it affected me in the way I communicated with others because growing up with my mom, I don't know. I feel like she didn't really like provide the structure and the stuff like she wasn't really I don't know.
There.
Yeah, there. So like I feel like all I had was myself.
Was it only your mother that raised you?
No, my dad and my granny.
How did each person vary?
I feel like living with my granny, like she didn't really understand me, so she was always angry. She didn't know how to talk to me with respect. So
So you displayed that in your everyday actions and the way you communicated with others?
yeah.
Okay. And had you been raised by the opposite parent or by an opposite group or guardian, how do you think that would have changed the way you communicated with others in a positive or negative way?
Well, I feel like if I was raised by, I don't know, either of my parents, I don't really think it would be positive. But if it was like a guardian, like maybe one of my aunties, I think I'd be more happier. So I wouldn't snap on people as much.
So you believe that the entire environment change and the way you were brought up would be able to reflect in a more positive way of connecting socially with others?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, that concludes my interview. Thank you. So, in conclusion, my theory about the effects of divorce and separation from parents on an adolescent was correct. According to the research, it has a very negative effect on a child, or at least it can in the future. And as far as my interviewee says, she believes that the that her parents' divorce had a negative effect on her. She believes that being raised by different guardians attributes to her different attitudes as well as her anger. And she thinks that had she been raised by either parent, it still would not have worked out as they were not together. So that is what I have concluded from my interview.